and their barren wives. You will bear children for them.
The Handmaid's Tale Season 6 is going to bring the story of Hulu's hit dystopian series to a close. Even though she's escaped Gilead, June's been on a dark path, driven by anger and a desire for revenge, which means she can't really be the same person anymore. Now separated from Luke and fleeing her new life in Canada, it's crucial for the show to give her some resolution to all her suffering. Unfortunately, June can't really come out on top in Season 6 since the series has to set up a spin-off. Hulu is working on a show based on the Testaments, where it's revealed that June has gone into hiding and still hasn't reunited with her kids. So while she won't be able to achieve her goal of bringing her family back together in this season, she still needs to find a little happiness somewhere. On the other hand, Serena Joy, who's been a major antagonist for a while, is starting to have a redemption arc that Season 6 needs to wrap up. Her pregnancy, move back to Gilead, and teaming up with June have led her to rethink her priorities, especially after her husband Fred's death. At the end of Season 5, June and Serena hop on a train leaving Canada, which suggests they'll continue working together in Season 6. Even though June despises Serena for her role in Gilead, there's still a chance for June to positively influence her. We might see Serena completely reject Gilead and embrace life in Canada, showcasing her growth throughout the series. Luke and June had a pretty intense Season 5, and things took a dark turn as the finale approached. While June was under attack, Luke ended up killing his attacker in self-defense, which led to both of them becoming wanted fugitives in the increasingly oppressive environment of Little America. Just when they tried to board a train to escape to Canada, Luke made the tough choice to turn himself in so June could get away. Because of this, they're going to be separated again at the start of Season 6, even after being together for such a short time. It would be super tragic if the season wrapped up without revealing what happens to Luke, especially since saving him is likely going to be one of June's main goals. Throughout the series, June's primary objective has been to rescue her daughter Hannah. Unfortunately, as Season 6 kicks off, that still hasn't happened. By the end of Season 5, Hannah is stuck in one of Gilead's schools for future wives, and an attempted rescue went south when the rescue planes got shot down due to bad intelligence. Sadly, it seems unlikely that Hannah will reunite with June before the series ends, especially since she'll remain in Gilead as seen in the Testaments. In the spin-off, Hannah is still in Gilead 15 years later and doesn't meet June until the end of the book. So the show will need to set up Hannah for her own storyline after June's rescue mission fails in Season 6. Then there's Nick, who was one of June's few allies during her time in Gilead. He kept feeding June and Luke intel throughout Season 5, but when his love for June became public, he started to stand up against how Gilead was treating her, even assaulting Commander Lawrence at one point. This got him thrown in jail, and his wife left him because of it. Now that Nick's loyalty to Gilead is in question, there's a real chance he could face execution. Treason is a serious crime in Gilead, and his affair with June from earlier seasons could land him the death penalty too. While fans are hoping Nick makes it through Season 6 alive, it's looking pretty grim for him. And let's not forget about how Season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale could show some major shifts in power dynamics. Gilead has been tightening its grip on Little America and Canada throughout Seasons 4 and 5, with Season 5 ending on a note where many Gilead refugees are forced to flee. It seems likely that Gilead will push to take over Canada, which would give them a strong foothold in the West. While it looks almost certain that Gilead will succeed, there's also a chance that Season 6 could flip the script and show Gilead's influence being pushed out of Canada. This is bound to be one of the biggest storylines, even though June has already made her escape. Now, speaking of storylines, we can't overlook Janine's arc. Even though she's not directly tied to June's journey, Janine needs to shine in that final season. By the end of Season 5, she was taken under Aunt Lydia's wing but refused to go to Commander Lawrence's house, ending up being taken away by the Eyes. There's a good chance she could be sent back to the colonies in Season 6, returning to a place we saw back in Season 2. Her mysterious ending leaves us worried about her dark future, but we definitely need to see where her story goes, even if it takes a tragic turn. Janine's storyline could also push Aunt Lydia further away from Gilead. In previous seasons, Aunt Lydia was all in for Gilead, but by season 5, we saw her starting to question its values, particularly due to how Gilead treated Janine and Esther. Aunt Lydia's journey toward opposing the regime needs to be explored in the final season. Plus, we know from the testaments that she actually turns against Gilead, secretly working to reunite Hannah with June. Instead of having that transformation happen off-screen, it would be better to see it unfold during the show's final chapters. Speaking of Esther, while she isn't one of the main characters, she deserves more attention in Season 6. We learned in Season 5 that she got pregnant after being raped by Commander Wherein, which ultimately led to his execution by Gilead. Now with Janine in prison, Esther is one of the few characters left for Aunt Lydia to connect with, making her crucial in pushing Lydia's transformation. Plus, actress McKenna Grace has gained quite a bit of fame since her debut, so it only makes sense for the show to utilize her talents more in the final season. Finally, Season 6 has the daunting task of setting up the Testament spin-off while still delivering a satisfying conclusion. This is probably the biggest challenge the season faces. With Hulu confirming that a Testament series is in the works, The Handmaid's Tale has to balance wrapping up its 6-season arcs for characters like June, Luke, Hannah, and Lydia, while leaving enough threads open for the spin-off. It's a tricky tightrope to walk, and how they handle this will determine whether The Handmaid's Tale ends on a high note or falls flat. Due to the Hollywood strikes in 2023, the plans for the Season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale have shifted, leading to a new timeline for the final season. Production kicked off in early September 2024, and the show is aiming for a spring 2025 release. However, it might be a bit before we get a solid release date. As for the cast, it should look pretty familiar from Season 5, with Elisabeth Moss returning as June Osborne. Josh Charles, known for his role in The Veil, has joined as the series regular, although details about his character are still under wraps. Additionally, Timothy Simmons from Veep has also been cast in a mysterious role. With these additions, Season 6 is shaping up to be quite the finale. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop.